Hey everyone, you are in the iHeart studio with me. We are here at iHeart and I am recording this video because unfortunately my guest canceled. But fortunate for you, my guest canceled. And what I'd like to speak with you about is failures and overcoming failures. And what do they really mean to you? What do they really mean to me? So as I sit here in the studio, I'm going, all right, I just set up this really great camera setup. I got the laptop set up here. Uncle Mike came in, the producer of the Michael Esposito Show came in and set up everything for me. And next thing I know, I get a message saying, we're going to have to reschedule or cancel our meeting today. And I'm like, man, I was really looking forward to this guest. They're an Amazon bestseller and other accolades, but it doesn't matter because I was really excited and unfortunately they canceled. And so what it made me think about was what is going on and how to overcome adversity or challenges. So I'm going to share with you a few things that I have going on in my life, and I'm going to go through some of the issues that I'm dealing with because I think it's important to share this because so often on social media, we see all the glitz and glamour, and I'm guilty of this as well, right? On most of my posts are always very positive. All of my posts are positive. I try to keep them all positive, and shout out to Katie for helping manage that. Keeping them positive and what's going on and all the great things that we're doing and the work that we're doing and what we're doing at Den 10 and giving back and all the different great things that we're doing. But I'd like to share with you some of the challenges that are also there because there's a lot. So I don't just wake up and go, whew, everything's wonderful and it's going to be a great day and let's make a happy post. Things happen. So here's what's going on. So I run a basketball league. And you're like, well, what does that have to do with Den 10 or the podcast or anything? It plays into my headspace. It plays into my daily life. I run a basketball league. It's a volunteer organization. It's an organization that's been going on for 30 years. It's a men's league. And it's a lot of fun to play in. It's a lot of fun to be a part of. It's a lot of fun to run. And I've made some really great friendships along the way. But there's a handful of people who just are rude, who complain, and don't know where to express it but to me. I'm the commissioner. I make up in their minds all the rules, and therefore they need to complain to me. And when they don't get their way or when things go wrong, whose fault is it but mine? And sometimes that's heavy. Sometimes it weighs on me. It's frustrating. It's consuming because I spend a lot of passion and a lot of time working on making it a great league, on getting sponsors and jerseys and referees and making sure the teams are balanced and running and organizing the night. And I'll tell you what, I do it for them and I do it for me because my family would rather me home. My family would rather me a part of their daily life rather than putting together score sheets and spreadsheets and emails to keep the guys up to date and coordinating with the schools and everything. So that's on my mind. And part of why I want to bring that up too is because I'm currently reading David Goggins' book. And if you know him or not, he's a best-selling author and was a Navy SEAL and has a book out that's really great about just being your best self, really is what it is. He says it's not a self-help book, but geez, it's helping me. And in one of his passages or chapters, he talks about the haters are never doing better than you. And he was talking about his DM box or his comment section and saying like the haters are there, but he realizes that they are never doing better than him. And they actually motivate him and drive him. And I remember listening to that and being like, because I read all my books through audio, and I remember listening to that and thinking, well, I don't have any haters. I'm not as popular or I'm not a celebrity. So I really don't get too many comments, quite honestly, on my posts or in my DM, to be honest. I don't get a lot of comments. Sometimes I get a thumbs up from my mom. So that's typically what I get is a high five from a friend or a great job from somebody who knows me and cares about me. I don't have too many haters. At least that's what I thought. And I realized when I was looking at my text messages from these people in my basketball league, not that they're my haters, because they always, they understand and appreciate what I'm doing. And they always say that to me of like, hey, you're doing a great job. I love what you're doing. But, they always put that but in there. They're my haters. They're the ones who are saying, you're not doing this well enough. This isn't good, or this isn't working. I don't like it. I don't like this process. You need to change things. They're the ones who are giving me all the should, and they're shoulding all over me. And so I was thinking about that, and I was going, wow, that really is my haters right now, right? I'm not at that celebrity status or verified yet to where I get a bunch of them commenting, but I get them in my text messages of people just telling me what I should do or should be doing, or how to run my business or how to run my life. And just unfortunately, it's not positive. It's not positive commentary because the other side of that is people who care about me and give me constructive, I'd rather call it analysis than criticism, constructive analysis, and saying things like, hey, you're doing a great job. And something that I'd like to make a suggestion on to help improve what you're doing is, not getting upset or throwing a fit when I don't listen to them, which is what the text messages I've received is guys throwing a fit and upset that I'm not responding to them is the other one. Is like, I've learned through self-development, through coaching, through meditation, that I'm not going to respond, one, to negative commentary, and two, if I am going to respond, I'm going to take my time and I'm going to respond in a thoughtful way and not in a responsive way, but more in a space where I have clarity and where I choose to tell them what I'm thinking, which is much different. So that's one of the adversities that I'm dealing with. Again, it's I play basketball weekly. It's a weekly. We have games every single week, so therefore it takes up a lot of my time and my space. But it's a great league, and I love it. The other one's the podcast, right? So we're here right now in the iHeart Studios, because I had a podcast guest today. And this is not the first cancellation. I've had many cancellations. And every time that it happens, it feels personal. It feels like, oh, I wasn't important enough for you to show up. And one day when I am important enough, you will show up. But that's not true. None of that I just said there is true. And when I realize that, then I'm like, oh, okay, this is an opportunity, blah, 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 blah. This is an opportunity for me to go live, to record a video in an awesome space, right? And so what I mean by none of that is true is it's not personal. The person that was supposed to come on today or the last time that they canceled, that somebody else canceled, it's not personal. It's not because of me. They didn't say, hey, you know what I want to do to Michael Esposito today? I want to cancel on him. That's not what happened. Something happened in their life. Something happened in their day. Something occurred that was more pressing to them in that moment. They prioritized it over coming on a podcast. And that's fair. I completely understand that and respect that. And so when I remove this personalization of it all, I go, oh, okay, it's not about me. And even if I was a celebrity or famous and this was a world-renowned podcast like the Joe Rogan Show or something, they still might have to cancel because sometimes some things are more important than a podcast. I mean, if my wife was experiencing something that was life-threatening or devastating to her day, and she really needed me and said, I need you to drop everything to come be with me, then it wouldn't matter if I was scheduled for the Joe Rogan Show or any other celebrity podcast or the Michael Esposito Show. I'd have to go. I'd have to go not because I have to, but because I love her and because I care about her. And so these guests, they might be canceling for the same reasons. And it might not be something as pressing as I'm stating here, but in their minds it is. And so they need to make that choice. And so I'm learning from these challenges. I'm learning from the challenges with the basketball league. I'm learning from the challenges with canceled podcast guests. And again, the silver lining is here is I get to record here. How cool is that? How cool is that? And Uncle Mike, who's not my uncle, but that's his air name, his radio name, he said it happens to him too, and he's on the air, he's on the radio wave. So it happens to the best of us. And that's just the way it goes. Then we have Den 10. And what's happening there? Wonderful company named after my daughters, Denise and Tenley. We give back with every policy signed. We donated over 2% of our commissions last year to non-for-profits, and we're continuing to do that. And yet, sometimes it falls on deaf ears. People just don't get it. And they say, hey, you know what? I'm happy where I am, or I don't need a quote right now, or, I'm not going to tell my friends and family. I just don't feel like it right now. And I have to learn to respect that because it's, again, not personal. They just don't see my big picture of what I'm trying to do and how I'm trying to help make this world a better place. And the people that do find that, then they come over and they talk to me and they refer friends and family over, and they become Den 10 clients for that reason and for other reasons. But learning not to take that personal, and it happens. I have people who expect things in a time frame that they want them, and sometimes it's not possible. And I understand if we're not able to meet their expectations, and they can go wherever they need to go, but we're always here for them. I'll always say that. But the bigger picture to me at Den 10 is giving back and helping others. And that's what we do every time we sign a policy. So, like I said, I think I take it personal when people just choose to dismiss that, but it's not personal. They're not doing it on purpose. They're not saying, hey, I don't want to give, or I don't want to donate, or I don't want, anything. They're making a choice based off of their priorities and what's right for them in that moment. And what I've learned from these 3 scenarios that I've shared with you is that learning, what I've learned from it is that it takes time to understand that. It's very difficult. But when I remove myself from the situation, when I take a breath, take a step back, and look at the bigger picture, remove myself in terms of personalizing it, and understand that people aren't doing this to me. They're not doing this to hurt me or to affect me. They're doing this for their own reasons and for choices that they need to make in their lives. I respect that. I understand that, and I appreciate it. And it's up to me to find, again, the silver lining. It's up to me to be able to look at things differently, look at things in a positive way, and be able to overcome it and push forward and keep going. Keep pushing forward with the basketball league and getting sponsors and keeping the games going and playing hard and enjoying the game and enjoying the friendships that I make there, and giving my attention to that. Keep doing the podcast, keep grinding here and doing episodes and interviewing guests and meeting with people. And I mean, we're up to episode number 60, and we haven't even aired 30 yet. So we have so many that we've already recorded and we're learning from, and just changing things and doing things differently and better every time, improving. I learn every single time I come in here, even when there's a cancellation. It's about using that time wisely. And it's the same thing with Den 10. It's like, even if somebody doesn't see it my way, that's great, because when they share with me their way, it makes me think, okay, how can I find a way to share my message with those people, share my message with them? Maybe I need to be more clear. Maybe I'm not as clear as I thought I was. Maybe my mission isn't as strong as I need it to be. And so it takes time. It helps me take the time to take a step back and to look at those things and to analyze those things. So that's some of the things that are going on. Something else that I did today, which I thought was really, it's the first time I ever did it, but different for me, is I recorded a video of myself talking to my future self. And in that video, it was pretty neat. Like at first I was just like kind of just recording some of my progress in my physical fitness of exercising and dieting and where I'm at today. And, so at first it was just that. And then I started talking to myself and being like, hey, listen, future Michael, guess what? So let me share a little bit about that with you and what I'm saying here in that we're all working for our future selves. Every moment that we spend working on our jobs, in our family lives, in our careers, in our self-development, in anything that we're doing, anything we spend time in is for our future self. It's to create a better life for our future self, to make us more comfortable. It's to create wealth for our future self. It's to create a healthier person in our future self. It's to create more love and happiness in our future selves. And so it's a reminder of what we're doing today of like, whatever you're doing right now, speak to your future self and say, hey, listen, I'm investing the time and energy for you. And that's what I did this morning. I was like, look, I'm working hard right now for you. So if you're feeling down, Michael, 48-year-old Michael or 60-year-old Michael, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling like a victim, unloved, angry, all that stuff, look, realize the work and the effort that I'm putting in today at 41 for you to make sure that you're happy and content. And, talking to myself about that and going through the work that I'm doing and the accomplishments and the love that's around me and the support that's around me and sharing that with my future self. Because, right now I'm happy, I'm smiling with all of you, but there's days where it's hard. Like I said, that adversity creeps in, those challenges creep in, and it's hard and it hurts. And you wonder, should I continue? Should I keep running a basketball league? Should I keep doing a podcast? Should I keep running an insurance agency? We wonder these things. And the truth is yes, we should. Because future self is going to be happy. Future Michael is like, yeah, man, keep grinding. Keep grinding, Michael, because it's all worth it. It's all worth it over here. So I think that's where this whole video comes from, is this future self-talk. And, go out, speak to your future self, tell your future self that you're grinding and that you're working hard for them. Tell them how much you love them. How can you not love your future self, right? Because your future self is amazing and you're putting all the time and effort into building that person today. So keep building, keep grinding, keep working, keep loving, keep sharing, keep doing what you do for your future self and for others. Well, everyone, stay happy and stay healthy. And thanks for watching. Bye.